Situated just off the northwest coast of Wales is the picturesque island of Anglesey. At 276 square miles, it's the largest Welsh island and the 6th largest in Britain. Yet with a population of just 70,000, it feels far from crowded. Surrounded by rugged coastline and with countryside as far as the eye can see, Anglesey is a popular destination for holidays and outdoor pursuits. One of the biggest attractions on the island is Track Mon, Anglesey Race Circuit, which has recently been transformed thanks to investment in a new state-of-the-art pit complex. Thanks to crucial financial contributions from the Welsh Assembly Government and the support and encouragement of the Isle of Anglesey County Council, the new facilities look set to raise the profile and status of the circuit to a whole new level. In fact, Anglesey was already one of the more modern tracks in Britain. The first road race wasn't held here until 1992, and it's one of the few to be designed and constructed from an entirely new concept.
The site was developed from being service roads on what used to be an old Royal Artillery base into a proper racing circuit. So lots of the original pedestrian curbs and stuff were taken out, and the more familiar race circuit curbing and stuff along those lines were put in, and we actually became fully licensed with the Auto Cycle Union and the Motorsports Association in 1997. From there on, we continued to develop the circuit under the guidance of our Circuit Operations Director, Richard Peacock, and we developed to such a stage that we could not actually accommodate any more than we actually were. So it was decided to totally reconfigure the circuit, and over the winter of 2006 into 2007, that's what we did. So we converted the old 1.057 mile circuit into what we have here now, which is 4 circuits, the longest being the International, which is 2.1 miles, the Coastal, which is 1.55 miles, the National, which is 1.2, and the Club Circuit, which is 0.8 of a mile. We can actually run the National and the Club circuits simultaneously, so we can be running maybe a sprint on the National circuit while we're running something like a race school on the Club circuit at the same time.
Some of the most popular circuits in the world all have one thing in common: changes in undulation. Spa, Brands Hatch, Mount Panorama, Laguna Seca, they all feature sections of track that dramatically rise and fall. Drivers get the challenge of a roller coaster thrill ride, while spectators benefit from terrific views. With its own interesting undulations, a good mix of fast, challenging bends, some slower, more technical sections, and a circuit that literally overlooks the Irish Sea, Anglesey is fast becoming a driver's favourite.
Apart from Phillip Island, I don't think there's anywhere else on the planet that's got a backdrop like this. It's all right sort of seeing photographs of the place and aerial photographs of the place, but until you're actually down on the ground, when you're actually here, you don't actually appreciate the scale of the place and the topography of the circuit.
So many circuits are ex-military airfields that are a little bit drab, but I think where we score with the drivers, whether it be for racing or testing, is the huge variety of corners that we've actually managed to incorporate into the design of the track. And of course we've got uphill sections and downhill sweeps, and it's very, very different than something that's been developed from a military airfield. Yeah.
Anglesey is also beginning to establish itself amongst the endurance racing community, because unlike many UK circuits, it's able to run a 12-hour licence on a certain number of days each year. Enduro championships like the Fun Cup have become regular visitors, and this type of racing could expand further now that the circuit has a host of new facilities to accommodate teams taking part in endurance competition.
We've actually added a new pit wall, we've added probably the best marshals posts in the UK, we've got double glazed marshals posts here. We have a 3-storey control tower here and 22 double pit garages.
It's not only the convenience of having the pit garages to run your team out of and work on your cars. The professional teams, when they come here sort of testing midweek, have got extremely valuable equipment, and it's very serious stuff. You get a Formula 3 team, it's a big budget, the equipment's very sophisticated, and it means they can unload it into the garages the night before, arrive in the morning from their hotel, open the garage and get on with their testing.
It's not just like sort of the bricks and mortar that you're seeing here. Like sort of there's a lot more to the actual infrastructure. It is very much state of the art, and like sort of we do have the garages all decked out with 13 amp, 16 amp and 110 volt electrical supplies, and each garage has an individual Wi-Fi access point, so like sort of the whole of the circuit is covered by this enormous Wi-Fi bubble, like sort of which provides everybody with high-speed internet access.
We live in an age that we need to embrace technology, and these things are very important, and they're not only important for our race organisers, but a lot of people at race recreationally may be very successful businessmen, and they need to arrive here and have the facilities to sort of check on their millions, as it were, back in the office.
We're also future-proofing. Not only do we have the wiring inside the building, but we have wires now going underneath the pit lane out to the pit wall, which at some point we will get wired up with points for timing on the pit wall.
Key to the success of the new pit complex has been making sure that the facilities meet the many practical requirements of the competitors, event organisers and technical personnel that come here.
I obviously drew on my own experience, and we talked to various sort of team managers and race organisers. We made sure that we looked at what our customers wanted rather than what we thought they should have, and I think that's paid off very well.
Having just built the control tower, we're now seeing more and more Formula 3 teams and touring car teams and superbikes and stuff along those lines coming to us as well. So this is really, really up the game as far as the circuit is concerned. I don't think that they would really look at us if we didn't continue to improve the facilities that we have here. I think this will really, really make people stand up and think, yeah, Anglesey is a pretty good place to be coming to race.
And it's not only the motorsport community who benefit from having a contemporary racetrack here on the island.
The local economy benefits enormously from the circuit. Obviously, we are a draw for the tourism industry. Basically, people are told, right, so the next round of your championship is at Anglesey Circuit. Then they need to go and find where to stay, where to eat, where to drink, where to fill up with fuel.
2,000 people this weekend have visited the racetrack. They wouldn't be on Anglesey if it wasn't for the race circuit, so our contribution to the local economy is actually quite significant.
One of the local B&Bs in Rosniger tells us that 40% of their business is directly attributable to circuit customers, and one of the local stores during one event this year said that their take was the highest ever by 18%, and directly attributable to what's going on at the circuit as well.
Despite the developments and the obvious progress that's being made, the circuit owners are determined that this should remain a friendly and welcoming circuit.
It's a small team that operates the circuit. We're very proud of the facility that we have here, and it's great to have such a close relationship with the people that actually come here to race. And there's no reason why you can't come here as a racer and not go home knowing the name of everybody that works here.
Altogether, the build of the new pit complex took years of planning and 7 months to construct. It's been a huge project that's required significant financial investment, but the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive, and Anglesey can now be regarded as one of the leading British circuits.
I like to think we've managed to tick most of the boxes, and all our race organisers are delighted with what we're able to provide.
Over the last 20 years, I think the improvements that have been made to the place are absolutely incredible. We started out with a double-decker bus as the control tower, and then a couple of porter cabins stacked up on top of each other, and now we have this incredible pit complex here.